So this is my M4 iPad Pro that's running iPadOS 27 Beta 1. If you see my iOS 27 video, a lot of features are the same because Apple tried to make everything consistent across every platform this year. iPadOS has some new dedicated features and shared ones that look different on a bigger screen. Not everything works for me in this beta, so I'll point it out as I go. Okay, I'll go over the iPad specific features first. In last year's iPadOS 26, Apple brought a new windowing system. You can resize apps and position them almost anywhere on the screen. This made the iPad feel like a Mac. In iPadOS 27, window management is faster. Here's Safari in full screen, and I can tap and hold the menu bar to switch to a windowed view. And I can go back to full screen by double tapping the menu bar. This looks smoother, but resizing windows is a different story. If you tap and hold the bottom right handle, resizing looks faster, but it's more on the jittery side. Hopefully it'll be fixed in beta 2. And I read you can freely resize iPhone apps, but the ones I tried have those fixed sizes. Alright, in the menu bar, you may have noticed it now shows the app name right next to the time and date. And the menu bar is also aligned to the left. It used to be in the middle, but now you need to hover over the app name to show it. But if you go to Settings, Multitasking and Gestures, you'll see a new option, Automatically Show and Hide Menu Bar. This will make it be persistent on the screen. Sometimes I get a bug where the menu bar doesn't appear and the same app name shows up no matter which app I'm in. So that floating sidebar is gone, and it's now integrated in the app window. It's kind of like the pre-iOS 26 days, but with a little more tint and some transparency. It sits flush with the edge of the screen instead of having a floating effect. Minor update, but it actually changes how the UI looks. For example, in music, it's a lot cleaner now. The transparency is still there when you scroll, but you have more readability. Some speed improvements also apply to iOS, but I figured I'd put them here since I use the iPad like a computer. File transfers are faster. On my Samsung T7, the 17 gig folder full of video clips takes about 30 seconds to copy over. AirDrop is supposed to be faster too, but I can't confirm. I mainly use external storage to copy my video clips. But I did airdrop a 1 gig zip file and it took about 20 seconds. Opening and closing apps is also faster, as well as syncing messages. This change is very small, but when you copy text or a photo, you'll see a little preview before you paste it. So let's say I copy this, explore what's new for iPadOS 27, and I go to Notes, there'll be a suggested action in the keyboard. It looks like the text field needs to be blank for it to work though. The Shortcuts app has a new 3-pane view. So you have your sidebar, all of your shortcuts, and if you tap on one, you can view the actions inside of it. Shortcuts for iPad also has some new actions like when a keyboard is connected or disconnected, and opening an app in certain window sizes. I can use the new Describe a Shortcut feature and be like, when I connect the keyboard, open Safari on the left and Notion on the right. Let's test it out. And it works. Sometimes when a shortcut is made, I get this, automation is turned off. This is probably another bug. Visual intelligence was added to iPadOS 27. It's not built in the camera app like iPhone, but it works great with screenshots and the Apple Pencil. If I see something interesting, I can take a screenshot, tap the pencil icon to hide tools, and circle the object with the Apple Pencil or finger. There's an issue on Google's end, so it's not working right now. I can see myself using this, I think. Siri AI works the same way on iPhone. A swipe down with your finger from the top activates the new Siri search, and how cool is that animation? One thing to note is that opening notifications is only in the top left corner, and Control Center is still in the top right. Using the cursor still uses the old swipe methods. You also get a new Siri animation and a dedicated app that syncs your conversations on any device. Siri AI actually works this time, and it understands natural language. But the iPad's specific feature is that you can move the Siri window around during a conversation. You can't multitask, which kinda defeats the purpose though. I can ask it, how tall is the Eiffel Tower? And how many people would it take to reach the same height? A couple of things I don't have on the iPad but do on the iPhone is the new Siri voice and enhanced dictation. I still see the old voice and the regular dictation under keyboard settings. But I did read the fine print, and you need the M4 chip and later with at least 12 gigs of unified memory. So that's why the model I have only has 8 gigs. Now for some new features that are also on iOS. I have a separate video all about iOS 27, so if you're interested, I'll leave it in the cards and link it in the description box below. But I'll do a little speed run for all the shared changes. Liquid glass is more refined. There's a new slider under settings, appearance, that lets you control how clear or tinted you want it to be. And some app icons were redesigned with a layered 3D look to them. There's a new wallpaper for the lock screen. You have a default iPadOS 27 version, dynamic, which shifts from gold to purple to blue throughout the day, and a color version with these options. The time can be moved so it sits on the same row as the date. Perfect if you want minimal distractions on your wallpaper. Child safety was a headlining feature. I can't test it since everyone in the family needs to be on iPadOS 27. But from what Apple has shown, there'll be a new setup assistant which lets you choose which apps they can access. Web browsing has some sort of permission system where your kid needs your approval before they can view it. Sensitive content and messages in FaceTime can get filtered automatically. And you can set time allowances for different app categories that vary between weekdays and weekends. All of these features make it seem that the iPad and iPhone are the best devices for kids. The Photos app receives some upgrades and new tools. Cleanup can remove larger objects, and the generative fill is smarter, even in complicated scenes. I still can't get this to work on my own photos, but it works on screenshots. Extend lets you expand the borders of a picture by around 25%, and Reframe lets you shift the angle of a pic and it fills in the edges automatically. Makes you wonder what's a photo. AirPods is finally getting a custom EQ, and under Settings, AirPods, you see an updated UI. The Passwords app can automatically update weak passwords for you. And Safari has a new feature called Notify Me. So let's say you're waiting for a price drop or an item restock, Safari can watch the website and alert you when something changes. iPadOS 27 is a under-the-hood update. You'll get some design tweaks, better and faster performance, and a new Siri that you actually want to use. Some people might find this update boring or lazy, but it's a nice step for the things that need it. Let me know what you think about iPadOS 27 in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you'll be notified when I post new videos. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!